These are the masters of speed. This is Formula One.
Yo guys, how you doing? Hope you're good, hope you're well. Let's get into it. It's Brazil, it's a setup video. So I hope you're good. You know the drill, 5 red lights in the Mercedes. That gap is going to close very quickly. I had a lot of wheel spin, which wasn't great. Clear on the attack, not good. That's the reason why the ride height is going to be so high, and you'll see in the setup, this is the long right hander. This is where you need all the mechanical grip in sector 2. I think it's safe to say that Alonso has taken off into the distance. Such a poor start. It's unusual. It's all good though. It's all good. Like I said before, the ERS of the cars in front should all be burnt off now on lap 1. Now we can start attacking them. Just reel them in a little bit closer. You only got to touch the white lines around Brazil, unfortunately, and it is track limits. That was naughty.
Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilise some of this energy. Come
if somebody
on.
did that to me in a league race, I'd be tamping. Absolutely fuming in fact. Alright, I'm going to use the battery to get past Russell and see if I can't get back to Alonso.
You can now use DRS. DRS now available.
%47%. See how we get on with DRS, and then we'll see if we can't. What in the straight line speed did George Russell have then? Did you see that? A bit naughty, wasn't it? The beauty of this setup is that the car just feels planted, just feels stuck to the road. It's one that can give confidence. However, as you can see on the right hand side, the temperatures, you know, and this is lap 3 or 5, I really need to be careful. Obviously I've had a better lap here where I've gone purple again in the middle. I use all my battery this time to get past Alonso. As again on lap 5, he's going to have 100% ERS again.
Brilliant, nice move.
I don't know how they end up having 100% ERS again, but they do. Like I said to you, before, sector 2 is where we're at now, and this is the part where you gain all the time and you lose all the time if you're not on it. You need to be like constantly pushing, obviously within the tyre limits. You need to be careful though, because your tyres can quickly overheat, as you can see. See, I gained more time through there. I've gone purple again. I reckon if I done a 10x4, I reckon there's an easy 9.8, 9.9 in this setup. For those of you who are interested.
Final lap, push, push.
Just on the centre S's, and as you can see, tyres on the right hand side, especially the right front. You could lower that one a little bit, maybe down another click. Love this section, man. And because it's such a short circuit as well, you know, you could run a combination of higher downforce if you wanted, but you have to remember that you're going to be a sitting duck on the DRS straight. As you can see, I've gone purple again, 5 laps in a row. Sorry, 4 laps in a row, because obviously lap 1 didn't count. But yeah, you can see where I meant about sector 2 being the sector where you gain and lose all the time. Setup's coming next. Hope it helps, guys.
Superb
Take care.
driving.
Great battles around the historic curves of Interlagos today, and they've taken a fantastic win. Well, Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today, but what set them apart from the rest?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Well, Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Well, for me, it's got to be Lewis Hamilton. The multiple world champion may be the boring choice at this point, but you can't argue that he's a driver deserving of his reputation.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Here it is. Oh, excuse me. Here it is, the Brazil setup then. You all know Brazil by now. Brazil is a very, very bizarre circuit, and when I say bizarre, it throws up so much trials and tribulations because of the tough nature of sector 2. So you need a blend of speed and downforce. In the last games, you could just strap on something like a Silverstone type wings, whether they be 1816 or 2016 or a variation of that, but now you need to have a lot more downforce in order to successfully navigate sector 2. So this is what I've gone with. Front wing 27, rear wing 24. You can bring it down by 2 at least if you wanted to. That will work. It's just that it can go a little bit squirrely. I think into turn 6 is where you come out of the the straight, and then it's the uphill right-hander. It can get a little bit squirrely, but it's entirely up to you. But this will work at like a 26.4 or a 25.4. You could even take it down to about a 25.23 if you wanted, but that is entirely up to you. But for this instance, I'm using 27.24. On the transmission, again, like I said at the Mexico setup, lately I'm really struggling with wheel spin. I don't know, I do know it's probably me, but for the last couple of days, maybe a week or so now, I've really struggled with wheel spin. So I'm dropping the throttle down to 50% and increasing the off throttle to 52. It helps, but again, for those guys who are not suffering with wheel spin, 55 or even 60, but for me right now I'm struggling with wheel spin, so it'll be 50%. On the suspension geometry, if you've watched any of these setups, you'll know by now that this is just right, left, no dramas, de nada. So onto the front suspension, onto the suspension then, and like I just said, mentioned in the Aero, Sector 2 is a very tricky part of the circuit where you lose all the time. You either gain your time there or you lose all your time there. That is it. There is no two ways about it. A car needs to be set up for Sector 2 and everything else can go by the wayside. So I'm going with 29 on the front suspension, 9 on the rear suspension, and I've gone with for the roll bars I've gone with a rear stable car, because this is what you need, especially with that uphill right hander into turn 6, turn 7, I think it's one of the two anyway, and then you need the mechanical grip then of the car through the rest of the twisty tight turns. I've gone with this setup. I've even tried to lower the ride height even further than what I have done, but turn 5, the left hander, especially when you're side by side with cars that going down there, if you get on the outside on that curb, any lower ride height and you spin. So considering there aren't very many sausage curbs or high curbs around Brazil, if you don't run quite a significant ride height, you will hit that curb and you will spin. It's an absolute nuisance, but it is what it is. So I've gone with 29, 9, 5, 10, 36, 38. For those of you who don't venture anywhere near that curb, you could drop the ride height down. For those of you that tend to get side by side quite a bit, it is a good overtaking opportunity, especially when league racing. But yeah, 36, 38 is what I've gone with. Onto the brakes, 156. I think the only real heavy braking zone is into turn 1. But apart from that, there's not that many. 56% on the brake bias will be absolutely fine. Again, this only applies to those guys who use ABS off and not ABS on. ABS on is 100% 50. You guys don't need to worry about it, but it's all good. Onto the tyres. Again, this seems to be a right side of the car dominated circuit, so the right gets more tyre temp than the left, hence the reason why I've gone with 22.7, 22.8, 20.3 and 20.4. It's just the nature of the beast. It is the way that Brazil is set up. I really enjoy Brazil, I really do. It's a shame that it's not a bigger circuit. With it, I think it's one of the smallest on the calendar. I think it's under 3 kilometers, or I think it's 2.5 miles long. Like I said, I really enjoy Brazil, I really do. But yeah, this has been the Brazil setup. Hope it helps, guys. I really do. Let me know what you think of it. Do all that good stuff. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Peace.